You need to use the appropriate machine for the appropriate job. The job and the lot size dictate the tooling and equipment. Here are some small titanium bosses that we run on our Doosan Lynx 220 LC. It's a pretty nice little machine. If we run the parts in a single setup, we have some issues. Because of this, we got creative with how we run the parts. Instead of running them complete, we drill and tap the holes on our older, smaller, and very slow machining center. When you run the parts complete, parting the parts off across the threads causes some problems. You could in theory use some sort of small boring bar and cut a relief on the inside, but I don't know how well that tool would hold up in the CP grade 2 titanium. I'm sure it'd last fine in C360 brass or 2011 aluminum. When you part off on the threads, you get an extremely low percentage of parts that actually wind up in the parts catcher, and then they have a burr on the backside that has to be removed manually. By breaking the parts up into two operations, we get several advantages. The first is that we get more parts in the parts catcher. The second is that we can chamfer things in a way such that we don't have to do any deburring, not even removing any sort of parting nub or anything. The third advantage is a decreased cycle time. Because two spindles are cutting on the parts at the same time, we actually get about 33% more parts per shift. Because the operator can run both machines at the same time, the labor stays low. This machine is really slow. Normally we do not use this machine for any sort of production work, usually just fixtures and simple low volume work. How slow the machine is very irrelevant. As long as it cycles slightly faster than the Doosan, it does not matter how slow or fast it is. This machine is also very paid for, so this adds to the profit on the job. The manufacturing process decisions made in this instance are very lot size dependent, and they are also very dependent on what other jobs are running through the shop on different machines. When this job came up, we didn't have any work for the little machining center in the back of the shop. Even though the machine is slow and has limited capabilities, we were able to utilize it to increase the throughput on another machine. Here we have an example of where being creative with your equipment allows you to increase productivity. I think a lot of people really get hung up on pushing their machines as hard as possible. The true measure of efficiency is how many labor hours did it take to get the job done. The feed rates you can achieve can be irrelevant at times. Say you push your machines to the max and the parts have some blind STIs in them. You decide to use tanged helicoils and it takes you a week to install the helicoils, and you even destroy some of the parts performing the subassembly. Sometimes doing really simple things like spending the money on a tangless STI installation tool can save far more time than any cutting tools. Just getting the parts off of the machine is not the entire battle. How many labor hours do you spend on deburring, cleaning, inspecting, and packaging parts? There's a lot of other places that you can gain a lot of efficiency and make money.